Hey guys, Banana here. Welcome back to another Water Realms video. We're here with a quick video today on AOE Arena, which I think this is the first time we're ending off with Oren ever since being introduced on an AOE rotation. So this will be a true test of how good each team is in terms of variety and all that. And I'm going to introduce one of the better teams here today. I'm not saying it's the best because there is this team that's undefeated, or rather, I could probably get lucky and win it, but I'll explain more why we lose to this team later. But yeah, so to do this, I'm gonna demonstrate it with a friendly face-off so that I can face one of the meta teams at the moment. I just need to find the username. So I don't have Kane myself. It's the reason why I'm not running him. And the option that I have here seems to be the second best one yet, because Ingrid in this team, if let's say I replace him with Dracula, just doesn't do that much anymore. Because at the end of the day, Ingrid only gets into Overlord once, since you don't have Kane and all of these heroes cost pretty high. So this is what we've worked out to be the best. So let's get into it. But before that, maybe let me show gear first. So to show you at the end. So Oren is in Arbiter exclusive, but my crit rate is a bit on the lower side. I tried to make it up with gold crit rate here, but you see we're still a bit short. I'm still working on this piece. And then we also have the Hits Contagion. And then Valara is on also a Arbiter exclusive. And then we have Unstoppable Force here as well. Quite a bit of Rage Regen. And then we have the Dawnbreak artifact. Diao-Chan is in Inspiration. We have her in an Unstoppable Force as well. And then we have the exclusive. Earless is on Immovable Object. So the heals are a bit lower, but I think with this team it's not that big of a deal. I'm also running Euphoric Op instead of North's Glory because the mobs don't really cross over too much. And last but not least, Dracula, Hell's Lament, attack means all the way because yeah, we don't really need the crit damage. He's just there to really slow down a few of the first waves, but beyond that, he's not really doing the damage. What he's doing, however, is offering the Soul Rod, which gives 30% damage increase to the two allies, which are going to be Valara and Oren. So yeah, let's get into it, and I'll show you guys how the team goes. Oh, he actually switched up his team as well, so I won't be able to showcase how it fares against the Kane team here, but I'll be able to show you guys the setup still. So let's do Valara first. And the first wave is just going to be normal hits. Sometimes when you're facing very high BP, which means enemies with very high awakenings, your Valara might be a tad slower if he's not A5. But other than that, the rest of the fight should be pretty equal, or it should go better if let's say you have a battle setup. Now, this second wave, how we're going to deal with it is we're going to let the spear come out first. Then we're going to proc the lightning. There you go. And yeah, we miss one mob here. That's just bad RNG. But yeah, it's just one tick away. Alright, and then the next wave, this one is pretty important. You want to proc Valara's ultimate a bit later. The reason why you want to do that is you want the ultimate to carry forward to the next round so that we can have a very fast ending there. So we're going to wait for the bar to reach about 1/3 or so, plus the Valara ultimate, and we're not going to use any of the lightnings. We want to keep it for the next wave. I'm just waiting here for Oren to be out. Put him down. So we're going to be slower for sure because he probably used his lightning, but it's just one tick of difference. And then the next wave, we're going to be able to clear out these guys very quickly. Just watch and wait. So now you can pop the Lot skill and it should come in to kill off these units very quickly. And you can see this setup is a bit on the slower side because you didn't use the Lot skill all the way to the end. But yeah, that's going to cause him quite a bit of damage. Alright, then the next wave here, we're just gonna let the first wave hit out normally. We're not gonna do anything about it. And I'm gonna pop the Oren ultimate, as well as pop this, the Lot skill, and yeah, you can see that's the detonate from Anathema. So you're using the Lot skill to your advantage because every hit of the Lot skill inflicts Radiant Erosion. Alright, now we're just waiting for the next wave. We should be able to survive this just fine. And then halfway through the load bar, you can actually pop Valara's ultimate. And this ultimate should carry through all the way to the last wave here. Okay, once this mob spawn out, we're going to do the Lot skill proc. And that should hopefully help to kill off most of these guys. There you go. We're a bit slower. I honestly think that's Valara difference because his is A5. And here is where we'll start using Dracula's ultimate. It's really just to help out with the first few waves here. Nothing too crazy. The main thing that you have him here is really for, you know, the damage boost that he's offering Dracula and Valara and Oren. And most importantly, he's reducing their HP. Earless is healing them, giving them that 2x rich regen, which allows us to deal a very consistent, ultimate in the last few waves, especially when we're doing back-to-back ultimates. Oops, I should not have proc Valara there. The intention here was just to actually pop the Lot skill. That was a wrong click, so just ignore that. And yeah, we should have only proc Valara's ultimate on the next wave here. We sort of screwed up there, so let's just leave it as is. So yeah, Valara's ultimate should have been halfway through there, but instead we procced it way too early. Let's see what we can do here still. Okay, last wave is out, so we're gonna pop the ultimate, the Lot skill, and that should help to detonate things up. There you go, just one tick slower there. And then the last wave here, the Valara ultimate should carry over a bit. Then you can do the Dracula ultimate once more. And then Valara's ultimate should be on time here if we didn't have that misclick earlier. But yeah, from here on it should be pretty straightforward. We have 2 rounds of the ultimates. And now we have a maxed out Lot skill about to proc. I'm just waiting for the last set of units to pop up before we pop the Lot skill. If you really want this to be very precise, like you want it to detonate as they come out, you really need to slow things down for that to happen. And there you go. So you can just be one tiny bit faster, but bear in mind that wave 7 ultimate on Valara was the wrong one. Shouldn't have done that. And yeah. So that's how the setup goes. Now we're going to take a look at a few of the teams and see how it fares against them. So this team, we could not beat because with Kayn, you just get very, very fast deployments. Ingrid gets into Overload much earlier. The only downside is that there's no rich regen here, but A5 Diao-Chan sort of helps with that. So it's a very close fight between me and this guy. We lost by just 1 tick at the final wave. But other than that, the whole wave was quite equal. So let's face this guy. It's going to be a traditional team with Ingrid instead of Dracula. The BP is a bit high, so we might self-detonate. But let's see how the team goes as you see the Dracula difference. And one thing to take note as well is during these setups, I sometimes find that Oren is just not doing his ultimates correctly. So if that happens to you, all you gotta do is just go into an auto fight, make sure Oren casts his ultimate manually in the last wave, and then it should fix things up for you. But Just wanted to leave it out there that it has happened to me. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, Arena being Arena is always screwing up. You can see here, once again, we have that difference where he's not proccing the Lord skill in time. And yeah, we're doing a big chunk of damage to him. And there you go. Once the ultimate is popped and you have the Lord skill coming down, you normally get to proc Anathema, which is where all the damage comes out from. And this last wave, there is a bit of RNG. If Anathema is on cooldown, you're going to be a lot slower. And there we go, we have the Dracula ultimate, now we have Oren, and make sure you don't proc the Valara ultimate. And yeah, you should be able to finish the wave there. And Dracula's ultimate finishing off part of the mobs here. Oren's ultimate, and then we're gonna have the big detonate again. Now, once again, we're a bit slower there, but because of that big advantage that we got in the earlier waves, we're a lot faster than him there in terms of HP. And then last wave, see, once again, we're a tiny bit slower, but yeah, the rest of the wave is pretty much settled. So he has Ingrid. I think that plays a part in getting a much faster ending because you have one more unit to help proc the Radiant Erosion. But the rest of the waves, I think we trump over him, and as a result, we get the win there. Now let's see how we fare against maybe this full A5 team. It's probably, okay, BP is not that high, surprisingly. But let's see how we do against him. I will wish to show you guys a Kane team without Ingrid, but yeah, we don't have that unfortunately on the screen. So bad Lord skill proc, didn't catch the front two units, and yeah, as a result, we're going to be a few ticks slower there. Get the ultimate here. 2 ticks slower. But yeah, we win by a big margin there. The Lord skill proc was happening a lot later. Let's see if he can make up for the difference towards the end, because he doesn't have Ingrid. So we should be on par or even faster in the next few waves. There you go. So that's where Dracula is very good in just clearing out the first wave. And then yeah, you can see here we are way faster than him. And now we get the Valara pushback. And then the Lord skill proc, and there you go. That's where he won us by 1 tick. It's too big of a gap for him to catch up now. And there you can see Oren's ultimate is not casting for some reason. And that's gonna cost us the win here. But yeah, that's just something to take note of. Sometimes the Oren ultimate just doesn't auto for some reason. But you can see in the other auto fight that we did, Oren did cast his ultimate. So I'm not sure what happens there, but yeah, sometimes it happens. You can try to manually do the fight and, you know, fix the Oren ultimate, but it seems like the bug still comes back. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll try my best to help. And all the best in Arena. If you are switching up to this comp, if you're using Kane, you can probably try this team instead where you're running no healers, but I think without A5 Diao-Chan, it's gonna be a bit risky, but yeah. That's gonna be it for the video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.